to separate the men from the boys, motherfucker. Let's go. Niggas best verse can't allow my intro. Word your blood, daddy. This time is for taking. Time steady ticking. Food supply getting lower and these diapers getting expensive.
What up, what up? This your boy E with Boxing Profits, bringing that toe-to-toe value that's undisputed in the industry. Be sure to watch my whole video to get max value out of it. Please sub to my channel and find ways to get paid. Let's get straight to it, man. We headed to the heavyweight division where the new WBC undefeated current lineal heavyweight champion Tyson and Gypsy King Fury put on a beautiful masterclass performance against the hapless Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, of which he was dominated from start to finish and was forced to submission at some point in the 7th round. And man, let me tell you, man, that was a hard fight to watch because I had a lot riding on Deontay Wilder. I let it be known publicly that I was picking Wilder to defeat Fury by knockout for various reasons. It's not neither here nor there, but I was under the impression that Tyson Fury would have been a lot slower, and by him having to learn a new playbook with a new coach and putting on extra weight, I was under the impression that will work to his disadvantage. However, it didn't. It worked beautifully for him, and he certainly lived up to his own expectations and worked his belief system to perfection. This channel mainly focuses on experiences like we just witnessed tonight, where we can peel away the information from what we saw and appraise it in a way to where we can add it to our lives, we can apply it to ourselves, and to increase our values as human beings when we faced with, any dilemma or any kind of problem or, any set of circumstances where it's very, very important that you bring something to the table that's useful. And let me tell you, man, knowledge is one of the most useful tools that any of us can obtain and apply to any experience to where it benefits us in a multitude of ways. To give credit where it's due and deserving, Tyson Fury looked wonderful. We have to begin to start lacing Tyson Fury's name into some of the greatest heavyweights that's ever lived. The only person at this point in time that can defeat Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury himself. And that's just the God honest truth. That's the fact of the matter. But one thing that I have to acknowledge is that Deontay Wilder's one-dimensional strategy has proven to work against him at the wrong possible time. And let me tell you why. For the first time, I observed Deontay Wilder vulnerable. He appeared to be broken. He appeared to be overmatched. And this is not insulting to Deontay Wilder in any way, shape, fashion, or form. But, we got to be honest and candid about our observations. And if you saw what I saw, you saw a broken man in the ring. And Tyson Fury imposed his will and made Deontay Wilder look like a novice. Okay? And Wilder has managed to master the ability to knock out his opponents with one shot that's well-timed and accurate, right? We know this about Deontay Wilder. This is his claim to fame. This is what makes Deontay Wilder who he is. But after the night, I think it's safe to say that his value has tarnished significantly, and he has to go back to the drawing board, utilize this off time to work on his bad habits and begin to become more multi-dimensional, so that his war chest of weaponry would allow him to adjust to how can I say this? To adjust to challenging circumstances to which where that weapon just doesn't work, right? Tyson Fury not only neutralized Deontay Wilder's right hand, he countered Wilder perfectly, and he utilized his reach, his strength, and his ring IQ to beat Deontay Wilder to the punch and basically beat him into submission. Now, with all due respect to Deontay Wilder, it appears that he suffered a significant ear injury. Presumably, it's being reported that he could have quite possibly ruptured his eardrum. And let me be the first to say this, man, that's not good at all, no matter how you try to slice it up and dissect that one, okay? That's for two reasons. First reason being, of course, is that it's going to affect his hearing. Secondly, any kind of serious damage that occurs in the ear canal, in the sinus cavity, anywhere in there, it causes human beings to lose equilibrium and be uncoordinated, more so than they would if their ear canal was, in normal conditions, is what I'm trying to say. And this can be a lasting injury for Deontay Wilder. And I pray and I hope that he learns from his errors tonight and apply them to his career so that his trajectory can continue upwards. But after this correction, he has to take a step back, regroup, reanalyze, and reform himself, because the cat is out the bag. I mean, the blueprint has been signed, sealed, and delivered of how to defuse Deontay Wilder, and also the best method to defeat him is to basically go toe-to-toe with him. Let him know that I'm not going to be pushed around, and you're going to have to earn every dollar from me tonight, because we're going to be in a dogfight from beginning to the end. And also, it shows that Deontay Wilder, his one-dimensional prowess is working against him. And allow me to elaborate, okay? It's a lot of first things I observed tonight. And, adversity has a way of, bringing these things to the surface so that we can see them. Deontay Wilder's team looked totally disjointed. And that's saying a whole lot, being that it appeared on the surface that Wilder's team was all on the same page, that they got a masterful formula for success that works, and Deontay Wilder's claim to fame is his right hand and his accuracy. That's pretty much what separates him from any heavyweight that's ever existed in history of the sport. Okay. So I don't blame Wilder's team for harnessing and continuing to refine his strengths. But at the same time, man, what I heard from Coach J in that corner was very concerning, man. And I saw body language from Deontay Wilder where it appeared to me that he was playing with he was playing with with broken pieces. You feel me? He walked into this fight weighing 231 pounds. I believe that was the most Deontay Wilder's weighed throughout his entire career. And the one error that I must highlight and point to that Deontay Wilder made tonight was that he took Fury lightly and he was trying to land that right hand early and often. And all that did was give Fury the opportunity to compute that data and utilize it to his advantage and flip Deontay Wilder's weaponry on itself, and it caused him to self-destruct, right? Every time Deontay Wilder tried to throw that right hand, Fury smoothly moved out of the way and landed a powerful shot on Deontay Wilder to counter his abilities. And Tyson Fury, man, not only did he outfox Wilder and his entire team, he totally took the game by surprise. And we got to start calling this thing what it is. Is that, yeah, Tyson Fury is unpredictable by nature, but one thing you got to give him, man, is that he's an extremely intelligent individual, right? To perform the way Fury did tonight, to make it look so easy how he destroyed and broke Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder just wasn't ready to perform, right? That's like I can't say he had stage fright. I believe that all of what you saw tonight is who Deontay Wilder really is. Now, it wasn't his best performance. Actually, it was his worst. But I need you to feel me on this one. All of his bad habits kind of maturated and showed up and was present and accounted for at the worst possible time. And that's proof in the pudding that your bad habits, if you don't work on them and in a way where the bad habits become a new skill set or a new attribute, well, anybody can see that. That spells trouble, because when your one-dimensional mastery doesn't work, and you're in a position where you're getting hurt, right? And you don't know what to do, and your team doesn't know what to do. They're giving you advice to just keep backing up and landing the right hand. To be honest with you, man, that plan was poorly executed, poorly thought out, and shame on Wilder and his team, because you got to know better than that. You got to know that Tyson Fury is not the type of person that, number one, you take lightly, but number two, you can never go in with just one game plan when you facing an individual that's all over the board, right? Fury is like one of the most uniquely skilled jack of all trades I've observed as a sportsman. And let me tell you, man, it was impressive to see how he put it all together, and that led him to victory in an amazing way. Another thing outside of bad habits we can pull from is that one-dimensional strategies, you need to if you're going to be one-dimensional, you need to make sure that you have different variations of that one dimension to make it look like it's something new, like a new experience. It's a new way to hit the target, but you're using the same sites. You follow me? It's like working out a particular muscle group. I mean, going to the bench press every single day, yeah, to make you stronger, but it's those isolated exercises to the chest that will allow the muscle to develop faster and stronger and be more refined when you take pretty much the same muscle group, but you add different elements and different creases and methods to developing the muscle. You follow me? For Deontay Wilder just to walk into that ring tonight to believe that Tyson Fury wasn't going to counter that one attack plan, you had to know that he was going to be ready to disarm Deontay Wilder. But I don't think nobody expected Tyson Fury to get so strong so fast in such a short period of time. And that's props and credit to Sugar Hill and the decision that he made that proved to be the best one he's made in his career thus far. Because, man, Deontay Wilder was lost, man. Not only was he lost because he didn't have more skills, let's keep it real, man. He didn't have more skills to display to get himself out of the hole, and he pretty much folded under pressure. And this is not insulting to Wilder. I'm just calling a spade, man. He folded under pressure because he quite simply just didn't know what to do, right? He lives and dies by the right hand. And in order for Deontay Wilder to make right of these wrongs and to get his career back into balance again, he's got a lot of hard work to do. And he's going to have a difficult journey because now the belt's in the UK, and he's either going to have to see Tyson Fury again soon, or he's going to have to find a way to fight Anthony Joshua, which I'm sure after that performance, Anthony Joshua wouldn't mind taking his chances against the former champion, probably early next year or, sometime around there. The heavyweight division is now being led by Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. And we all have to take notice that the correct man is in that position right now. And I believe that he's going to lead the charge and continue his reign on top as the undefeated champion that seemingly nobody can stop. Nobody's figured out Tyson Fury yet. And that should speak volumes, because we can utilize some of what worked with Tyson Fury to our lives. And what is that? Being a deceptive intellectual, right? I believe that people will always have the advantage when they know where you coming from and they're able to adjust to whatever you bring to the table, right? And people advance at a higher velocity in their lives when they learn to not only master themselves, but to continue to develop and grow in a way to where you have a template, right? You have like a cookie cutter that's a different shape or form that you can apply to the same thing, but you'll get a different presentation. You'll get a different positive result, right? And that's the mark of a person who's sound and stable, if you ask me. Now, I'm not saying that Tyson Fury is not insane, because clearly, Fury has, problems that he's battled and come out and made it known publicly that, this battle he's been having with himself has been the hardest to overcome. But from the looks of it, man, he's done just that, just like that. You know what I mean? Now, if Tyson Fury stays on a straight and narrow, which he should from this point forward, I mean, this guy, I don't see nobody beating Tyson Fury, be honest with you. And Deontay Wilder needs to be careful about exercising that trilogy so soon, because, like I said, he's going to need to take some additional time, right? Squeeze a tune up in, okay? And he needs to work on more range in his game, because now the blueprint is out now. I mean, the way to defeat Deontay Wilder and disarm his right hand, that information is public record now, right? We all saw what happens when you take a person's best strengths away and then turn it around and use it against them. Now, also, in addition to refining a whole repertoire of different skills that's attached to the same meaning or the same experience or the same knowledge, right? It's very, very, very important that you also learn how to believe in yourself and believe in your ability to adjust to adversity in a way where, it won't, the impact of the adversity won't catch you off guard, and it definitely won't linger long at all, because, I mean, you can learn from it, apply it, move forward, and become a better person. I hope to God that Deontay Wilder is not seriously injured and that he learns from his mistake and his bad habits and get to work on that as soon as possible. Rest up. We shouldn't see Deontay Wilder in the ring for a couple of months after that. But, it's one thing that Wilder needs to take notice of, is that he looked like a novice tonight in the presence of a ring master. Now, this is the second time Deontay Wilder's been in the ring with Tyson Fury. And I'm surprised that Wilder didn't display more impactful range of skills to counter and adjust to Tyson Fury's unpredictable nature. Listening to Wilder's corner, seeing the vibes that's come from him, and during the fight and after the fight, when he said that things just wasn't going right in camp, and I was like, what? That's a head scratcher to me, through all of the signs that we were seeing coming from his camp, is that they all on the same page and that they're going to knock out Tyson Fury. Well, now that adversity has taken precedence and it has commenced immediately, well, Deontay Wilder has a lot of damage control to put himself back into the race, into the hunt, to get back into championship consideration as soon as possible, because that's where his value lies, right? To be a champion and to also put himself in a position where he can challenge other champions, and that's a win-win situation. The fans win and he wins, right? But while this whole thing is about legacy, right? But we didn't see a legendary Deontay Wilder in the ring tonight. No. We saw, I can't say scared, because, I mean, Wilder he did manage to come to his senses, and he took a lot of punishment, though, in the meantime. I mean, I saw Wilder took some hits tonight, man. That'll scare any brain doctor to death, okay? Tyson Fury consistently landed power punches on Deontay Wilder, and he just did not know how to respond. He's getting hit with hard shots. His one right shot is not working, so the only thing he can do is run and hug and cuddle until a window of opportunity appears for him to take that one shot. And if you observe closely, Wilder was taking those shots, but Fury was agile and jerked enough to get out of the way and immediately return fire. And Deontay Wilder just didn't have an answer for that. And to see him melt before our eyes the way he did, that ended with the climactic event where his corner was forced to wave the white flag for various reasons, because, I mean, Wilder was getting beat up in a way where, you know, he could have potentially suffered severe head injuries had the fight not been called off, if not sooner. And another thing, and this would be my last point here, another thing we can pull from this and learn from is that tune out the noise, man. Tune out all of the noise that's coming from people who don't have the facts, right? It's very, very critical for us as growing, developing human beings is to stay focused on yourself and your expectations and your goals, right? Hopefully you have many. And that is the mark of a person who's going to possibly ascend to higher levels faster, right? It's because to go from the laughing stock of the heavyweight division to now to being a man, to being a master of the heavyweight division, and you still undefeated, and you just had a killer pay-per-view performance, right? And you looked fantastic doing it. We all were under the impression that Tyson Fury, you know, he had all these fires in his camp, and it was a whole bunch of smoke because he was having a hard time putting all those fires out, right? And it was a whole lot of noise. It was a lot of noise from Wilder's team. It was a lot of noise from Fury insiders, Eddie Hearn, and the like. And all these people was just saying a whole bunch of crap. And it all worked in Tyson Fury's favor. You understand? Right? So the reason it worked in his favor so effectively is because he knew what he needed to do. He knew what would work for him. He didn't give a good goddamn what anybody else thought or anybody else said. He experienced the trial by fire. He knew what would work. he went to work on it. He added that new attribute to his arsenal, and Wilder was defenseless against it. You follow me? So Fury used all of that chatter to his advantage. I'm quite sure that Deontay Wilder came in with the impression like, oh man, this motherfucker here, he's not in shape. He had his shirt on at the weigh-in. He's having all these problems. That cut above his eye is bad, and I'm gonna open it up, and all these different things, right? It's just chatter and hearsay. That's all it was. Just a whole bunch of chatter, right? But all the while, Tyson Fury was able to refine and add another skill to his long list of skill sets, okay? And he applied it and basically shut the world the fuck up. We all got to pay our respects to Tyson Fury and what he did tonight, because that's what successful people do, right? They make adjustments, they get rid of bad habits, and they also tune out all of the noise. Even if it's rumored to be noise, they tune that shit out. They focus on them, especially when you know what's best for you. So if there's anything to pull away from this thing here, is that you always develop a sense of awareness of what's best for you, and you work towards that endlessly until you obtain it. Okay? Because it just, victory is so much more sweeter. It's so much more profound when you found a way to master yourself, to use it to your advantage, and to not give a flying fuck what other people think, right? Because people just inaccurate with their assumptions. We living in a social media age where any kind of news they hit the wire and people just run with it and start chattering and start saying all these things. And what does that do? That will cause, people to take you lightly, right? Oh, this guy's a joke. He's a laughingstock. He's a fool. He's crazy. He's put on all this weight. He's fat. He has that cut above his eye that hadn't healed. He has lower leg injuries. All of these things worked against Deontay Wilders because, to be honest, he had to go into this fight thinking that it was going to be a walk in the park, right? That he dropped Fury twice the first time, and that, he's been so consistent with it that, it's bound to happen again. And it didn't. And it detonated, on Deontay Wilder at the wrong possible time. But I pray and I hope that Wilder learns from this experience and comes back a better fighter, more in tune fighter, more, I'm not going to say smarter, because he's very smart in the ring. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't have 41 knockouts from being a one arm tied behind the back dumb monkey. He's just, no, that's impossible, okay? So the guy has a level of intelligence, but he needs to apply that on those three things. And I believe Deontay Wilder is going to be all right, and that he'll get back on the horse and continue his travels once again. But anyway, it's your boy E with Boxing Profits. Y'all know how I get when I start speaking from the heart. I start stretching shit out and add all my X factors into the equation so that we can, apply this formula to our life to make us better, So I'm a better person after the night, and I hope you are too. And I hope Deontay Wilder licks his wounds and continue to soldier on too with his team, right? They know what they need to work on. They need to work on a broader skill set and begin to apply those things and allow it to develop into Deontay Wilder's characteristics, so that his bad habits are more disguised and his new skill sets can take him to the next level and back where he needs to be. So anyway, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up down in the comment section below. How did y'all feel about this fight? Was it hard to watch? Were you happy that Tyson Fury knocked out Deontay Wilder and made him look helpless and broken in the ring? Let me know how you guys feel, man. I'm signing out. It's E with Boxing Profits. On to the next one. Woo-hoo. Peace.